Coffee's for closers only. You think I'm fucking with you? I am not fucking with you. I am not fucking with you. Coffee's for closers only. Closers only. Coffee's for closers only.
All right, we're back. Circling Back podcast. Coming to you live from Austin, Texas. My name's Will DeFries. To my left, David Roth.
How you doing, Will? I'm laughing right now. This is kind of meta. I'm laughing because my wife caught me laughing last night as I went to bed, and she goes, "What are you laughing at? We haven't spoken in the last minute." And I was like, "I'm laughing at this meme I just thought of. Not like an original meme, but I thought of this, the Goofy meme. Randy knows it. It's really dumb, and I probably shouldn't have brought it up because most people don't know what I'm talking about. But that is honestly why I'm laughing.
Which
So.
Goofy
Is
meme
it the I'll
is
do it
it?
again one?
It's the I'll do it again.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know why that owns so much real estate in my head the last couple of weeks, but I've just been walking around thinking it in my head. So
In what context are you thinking about it? Like what?
I don't know.
Okay. Just whatever.
If I'm walking over to the pantry to take my Nutrafol non-spawn, I'm just for some reason I'll just think, fucking do it again.
That's so stupid.
I know. That's
you think in memes.
it's this job is really
It's ruining
taking
you.
over.
done a number on me.
Your brain is
I'm
mush.
back on my dumb boy shit.
We got the mayor of Meme Town here, Dylan Shivery.
Wow. Thank you for that. By the way, this is Coffee Friday.
So-
Glaring lack of coffee over there.
Yeah, so if I'm going to introduce our guest here, and after I do that, I'm going to go get a coffee
should.
from the refrigerator.
This is
I don't know what
embarrassing.
I'm doing. I had one at home this morning, and I sat down to record today, and I have zero coffee in front of me. Today, we have a very special guest in the studio. You might know him as Texas Dives on Instagram. We've been following him for a bit now, and honestly, it might be the most relevant content on my timeline these days. Raph, welcome to the program.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for having me. Beautiful day in Austin, Texas.
It is.
Excited to be here. I'm a little bummed that I wasn't here when you guys did the whale dicks episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
But-
Facts.
I hear
You
you.
know, I think it's cool that you guys are doing marine biology and
We
helping
try.
people educate. So
We try to entertain, but we also try to teach people a thing or two
I'm getting
around
coffee.
here.
yeah.
By the way, I have to. I'm slow to follow you on the Grom, but as of 3 minutes ago, I am a follower. So
Awesome. Thank
yeah,
you.
it's a big one for you. I understand.
I'm very excited to have you. So hopefully I can.
A lot of
Yeah.
pressure now to keep
Yeah.
delivering the good content.
Hey, so do you have a theory on the Loch Ness Monster on whether it's an actual underwater ally or potentially a whale's penis?
Yeah, I think I still need to brush up on my marine biology because I don't know if whales reside in northern Scotland lakes, so it might be something
Freshwater,
else.
saltwater, different. Yeah.
You know, Dave was under the impression that a blue whale had a 30-meter penis,
I read the thing wrong.
which feels like it's bigger than a bus.
That would not be, that's the largest mammal. So, I mean, it wouldn't be that. Okay, 30
That's a
meters
lot
is
of-
egregious.
It's a lot of dick, Dave.
It is a lot. Okay, you're right. It is a lot. Hey, a lot of parents reached out to me privately, and they really were complimentary of the show. They're like, "Hey, I listened to the show with my young child, and the lesson you guys taught them in marine biology, specifically on whales anatomy, was something that they couldn't get anywhere else. No textbook, do that in quotes. No textbook is going to teach them something like that. So, yeah,
Yeah, I call Will out on not having coffee. Now he comes back double barrels. Oh, he's got one for Dave.
my man." I just gave a very nice little monologue there, and you just brushed right past it.
Yeah,
so.
I was too focused on the
I-
bing bong headed my way.
Dave, I got you some cold brew. I don't know if this is cold brew concentrate or if this is just normal cold brew.
It's ready to drink.
So I only filled it halfway. I met you in the middle.
I'll fucking do it again.
Oh man.
Raph, do you have any conspiracies that you think we need to do on our touching based conspiracy podcast?
Well, I just dropped that back to office conspiracy like 5 minutes ago.
That is a good one.
I have a shoe one. I have a shoe conspiracy.
Okay.
So, why is it that all of the shoes are doing white outer soles
Mhm.
that get dirty faster than other color soles, and then you have to buy new shoes? It's crazy. I think it's conspiracy.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Big
like,
shoe.
Like,
Wow.
like you're
didn't-
saying you wear the shoe out quicker that
Yeah.
way. Okay.
Just make it black.
Do y'all think there's credibility to the? I mean, I think haven't they researched like the Apple iPhone battery thing? Like it actually dies faster at
Oh,
certain
I think
point?
they got popped for it. It's like a
Yeah.
thing. The
Do you-
update.
Do you have any of your old colleagues that have talked about this?
I used to work at Singular Wireless.
Okay.
No, we don't keep in touch anymore. You know the light bulb thing, right?
Can't light bulbs hypothetically last like almost like an entire lifetime, but they
For-
just don't?
For like I think one of the first light bulbs ever invented is like still working. Like they're made intentionally to burn out over time, so you just got to keep buying them. It's total bullshit. It's
Dude.
facts, dude.
I think I'm gonna burn out over time.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah.
He's talking about weed.
I don't know. I wasn't, dude. I was talking about my star shining bright, dude.
I just need to kind of go back and unpackage the light bulb that's been burning since like its inception.
It's
Of-
true.
It's an
Look it up.
Edison
Where
John.
can we find it? I'm very curious.
Look it up.
It isn't Edison
Edison's
John.
crib.
Did you see they're trying to run my man Tesla's name through the mud?
Nikola or
No, not
Whomst?
not that, not the former. I'm gonna find this eternal
All
light
right.
bulb.
The eternal light bulb.
The Centennial Light is the world's longest lasting light bulb, burning since 1901 and almost never turned off. It is located, it's in California. I'm not going to do the address.
Let's dox this light bulb. Let's go turn it off.
Yeah, it's been burning for over 100 years. Like we have the tech. It's there. We just
It
like,
is
fuck
there.
it. Just make people keep going to the fucking Randall's and buying new ones. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
That's where you get your light bulbs? You go to Randall's?
They sell them. I mean, I don't know.
Randall's is just one of many grocery stores.
There's one close to me, so it's like it's
Raph,
easy
what's
to
your
pop
go-to
in.
grocery store? You don't have to give like the exact location, but
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. It's the Wheatsville because I live by
it's
Wheatsville.
a co-op guy.
But like I tell people, like you think that the capitalist Jeff Bezos Whole Foods is expensive. Wait till you go to the commie store. Like,
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
It's gonna suck you dry.
Yeah.
So
They profiled
so I
Dave
go
there one
there.
time. they profiled Dave and didn't ask him if he was a member at the co-op. And,
Yeah.
Just Will and I had a run when we were going there, and they used to have, I don't know if they still have a sandwich counter.
yeah,
They would make
yeah.
a good sandwich. Took forever. And here's a conspiracy. Their sandwich, you wait like 25 minutes for them to make your sandwich. There's nobody else there. And I'm pretty convinced it's so you'll just walk around the store and buy random shit, which is exactly what I did.
Yeah, like why am I getting this tall boy of hard kombucha right now?
Yeah, I didn't need that. But I wore a golf polo in there one time. I looked like I was going right to the course. And I just did not fit in.
Mhm.
I
They
felt
saw
like-
my beard and they were like, "Sir, you're a member, right?" And I was like, "No."
They don't even ask me if I'm a member. They just like
Yeah.
ring me up and they're like, all right, we'll
Just
see
riff
you.
raff
We'll see
coming
again,
in
I
here.
guess.
Yeah.
It's like when you watch like the CIA spy movie and the one guy in like the market in Sudan is wearing like the polo shirt and you're like immediately like that guy's the CIA.
Yeah.
hmm
That's
That
a
guy's
tell.
got a body
He
count.
just got made.
We've got some important news before we get into the meat of today's episode. Patreon.com/circling back podcast. Go make that happen. We did touching base conspiracies on Tuesday. This upcoming Tuesday, we're doing exactly 5 minutes. Thursdays, we always do Friday voicemails. You know that. 888-618-4422. Go over to youtube.com/circling back. Hit that subscribe button. Watch our episodes there, or you can just go shop at washedmedia.shop. But today's episode is brought to you by Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Over 80% of people have subscriptions they forgot about, and chances are you're one of them. Like the Stars app just to watch one show, or that free gaming trial that you never really used. I don't know why Stars is catching strays here, but like I kind of get it. No one actually watches anything on Stars.
It's true.
Rocket Money will quickly and easily find your subscriptions for you. And for any you don't want to pay for anymore, just hit cancel and Rocket Money will cancel it for you. It's that easy. Rocket Money also helps you manage all your finances in one place and automatically categorize your expenses so you can easily track your budget in real time, or you can get alerted if anything looks off. Over 3 million people have used Rocket Money, saving an average person up to $720 a year. Stop throwing your money away. Cancel unwanted subscriptions and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/circling. That's rocketmoney.com/circling. Again, rocketmoney.com/circling.
Well done, Will.
Thank you.
Knock-
I crushed
You're
that.
knocked
You're a
that
pro,
one out of
Dude,
the
I
pro.
park.
crushed that.
Out of the park.
Your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster
Just,
right here.
just running the game on ad reads. All right, let's get into the thick of things. So I think where we need to start off right now, because you are the Texas Dive Bar guy, we need to know what the formula is that equates into something being a dive bar versus just being a bar.
Yeah, so this is a hotly debated issue. Recently, a lot of hot takes were going down on on my Instagram page, and I think people have been arguing about this. I feel like for ages, and the researchers are digging through the reams of data, try to figure this out.
Facts.
And
Yes.
I think. And something that I'm starting to find out is like you can find something that like bucks the rule almost always, because dives have such a diversity to them, and they're always like trying to throw something in, something different, authentic. But I think that so like there's a few kind of like hard rules, and then there's a bunch of other rules or signs that you're like, okay, this is probably a dive bar.
Okay.
I think the top rule is you can't like build a new dive bar.
Okay. I agree.
A dive bar is like something, it's like it has to be aged like a wine, but more like more like a Four Loko or something. But
Can you take
Nice.
over a space like it's a new bar, but it's an old structure?
I think there's like a time limit. Like I think
Okay.
you have to put in like 8 years minimum, and like because I think a lot of dives, when the dive opened, it was a regular bar. Like the seats were nice, the floor was nice, and then like the owner just didn't care.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like there needs to be like
Not
a
much
rise
upkeep.
a rise to notoriety, and then it needs to completely cool off, but still stay in business for a long time.
I'm thinking like there's like in the scenario that Dylan just presented, there's like a period of time where while it may not be a dive bar, I think it's acceptable for me to refer to it as divey, but not a dive bar.
Oh,
That's going to take whatever the allotted amount of time is, 8 years, 10 years. I mean, I personally like a number like 10, a full decade, but I'm open to other interpretations, Dylan.
okay. Thanks, Dave.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's a very formal
appreciate
response
you.
from you. Yeah. Okay. All right. What else, Raph?
This was a debate that was happening. Is I think that if you have a cocktail menu, you're out.
I love this rule. I think this is I think
That's
this is
what's
a great
up.
rule.
That's what's up.
And
Fuck a cocktail menu. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, dude, rip that shit up, Dylan.
Let's define cocktail. I think that's a prerequisite before we make this argument, Dylan.
Define cocktail?
Right.
It a liquor drink with at least 2 liquid ingredients. Like
Raph?
bourbon over ice is not a cocktail. It's just bourbon.
Correct.
I would say probably 3 ingredients. I think 2 ingredients is a mixed drink.
There you go.
So even if you do 2 ingredients,
Whatever, dude.
He just yammed on you.
I mean, he's the guy, so okay.
Yo,
Sorry.
Well, I'm still doing research, and this is helpful in the studies. So this will be,
Okay.
packaged at some point. But
Yeah, you know what? That sounds right.
Like Dylan, like when you go and you order
Like a vodka.
when you get like a Woodford and Dr Pepper, like your go-to panic order,
Stop.
like
Please, I don't do that.
that's a mixed drink. That's
I
not a
don't do that.
cocktail.
I was-
There's
I
no
was saying-
skill there. They're just dumping.
Like a
That's my
vodka
hangover
soda.
remedy.
A vodka soda is probably not a cocktail.
That's fair.
You know.
That's fair.
Fair. But let me just say, I do like the idea that a cocktail menu immediately takes you off the dive train. I think that's good.
because I think, I've been to a place that makes a margarita that's pretty divey, but it's a pretty decent margarita. But like that's it. They didn't like make anything else. So
I went to a bar in New York one time that I would consider to be a dive bar, and I stupidly ordered a martini, and the lady just poured vodka into a glass and put an olive in it and handed it to me, and I was like, you know what? I deserve this, and I'm not bummed about this. And it was that moment that I was like, yeah, you can't order stuff like that in these places. They don't want to do that.
Nah.
They're not trying to do flair bartending maneuvers.
I don't want to get ahead of myself here, and I don't want to cuck your list, but is there anything in the behavior of bartenders that is required for a dive bar?
yeah, so I think, I think people would agree that when you go to any sort of establishment, whether it's a good establishment or it's a bar, a dive bar, the bartender will make your experience. Like you can go to one of the best cocktail places, but the bartender is like not paying attention to you, sucks, and you're gonna hate it. And at a dive bar, they are more regularly going to give you a bad experience.
They're ornery.
Facts.
They're not. They'll give you the drink. Maybe they'll chat with you a little bit, but more often than not, they got stuff going on. They're trying to see. There's usually one person working, so they're trying to see like no one's like reaching over the bar stealing anything.
It's almost like they don't really care how much money they make.
Yeah,
like they're in business and like they'll make a few bucks that night, but it's like, fuck, I don't care.
It's like the Saudi golf fund for the Live Tour.
It's a little different.
No,
I
it's
know. I'm
the
just
exact
saying.
same.
I'm
It's a
pointing
little-
out
it's a
they're
little
analogous in a way.
Nah, I don't know.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Edit that out.
it's kind of like they're negging you, but that's what.
It's like
kind of brings it back.
unless you're a regular, they want you to leave.
It's-
They're like,
yeah.
why are you asking me for this?
It's
right
like
now?
ordering a drink from them. You're inconveniencing them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll give you a ultra right. Here you go.
Why is that your default go-to
That's
beer
all
that you
that's
think
all
of
I
now?
drink now. Yeah.
Really?
That's
What's
all I
the
drink.
damage on that?
I got twisted on it last night. Actually,
really. How many ultra rights did you have last night?
I had 8 last night.
That's good.
yeah.
That's so you spent $27 on beers.
It was
last night.
expensive.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out. I had a time in my 20s. We went to. This is back in the days of like there'd be like 18 of us. We'd meet up at my buddy's place in Fort Worth, and we'd all go out and all dudes because of course we didn't get chicks.
No chicks.
No chicks at all, just vibes. And we all showed up to like what I believe was like a Fort Worth dive bar, and it has all the hallmarks. And the woman behind the bar was so like she would not serve us, and we just left. And like looking back on it, I'm like, I wouldn't have served us either. Like just like 18 dudes rolling in there, all the regulars are sitting at the bar, and we're trying to get a drink. And I get it.
Regulars.
Yes,
That's a big trait for a dive bar.
That's on my list.
Not only that, pictures of the regulars up on the wall or behind the bar somewhere. Deep Eddie does that.
What about like a chair that's like got a placard on it that says like this is Daryl's?
So, okay, at Deep Eddie, and I've been going there for a while. I used to live.
We
fairly
know
close
you're
to it.
from Austin.
There was this guy who was there, like, no kidding. He was there every night. He was like the regular of regulars, and he was always just completely smashed. And he passed away eventually. I don't know what from.
okay.
And they put his picture up like behind the bar, like across from the seat that he always sat in. And it's like, oh, it was just like,
Is there a happy ending to the story? or-
no, it's just like, it's a dive bar, man.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
dive bar.
that's a nice
There
touch.
was a dive bar I'd go to in San Francisco, and there was a guy who would sit at the bar every day, and he would just drink hot sake. And they demolished that bar while I was living there, and I was just like, "What's this dude's plan now? Like, he's been here every single night for the last
Yeah.
30 years. I like, what are you going to go do now? You got to be bored." He would always go hot sake.
That's sick.
I loved it. I don't even
Hot
think like, I don't
sake.
even know why they served hot sake there. I think they just got it for him.
Dude, if hot sake is like your drink of choice at a dive bar. I know it wasn't like a bar, right?
It was a straight up dive bar. We ripped the
Damn.
toilet out when they told us that they were tearing it
Oh,
down.
that's
to
the
that-
place.
That's the place. Yeah, so we
Okay.
took the toilet out of the
Man.
ground. I
What a
still feel
time.
guilty about that, but at the same time, they didn't really care.
That's a good move.
Yeah. Do you have any, what else is on the list of dive bar requirements?
Dylan brought up a good one, like just crazy shit on the walls.
Mhm.
Just lots of different stuff. Craziest thing I've ever seen on a wall was at the Page Ice House in Page, Texas, where they had a captured ISIS flag on the wall.
That's
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
sick.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
now we're talking.
And the bar owner's son had snagged it in like it also wasn't like Afghanistan, it was like Sudan. And I was like, whoa,
Damn.
like some Black Ops stuff. So
Don't tell Harlan Crow.
Why? Is he gonna go and take it?
He'll add it to his collection.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
He'll take it. That's all I'm saying.
That's a ballsy thing to take back with you.
Yeah. It's pretty dope though.
It
And to
is.
like just say, hey, donate it to the bar.
Right.
Cool.
I'm not putting that in my bedroom.
No.
You might see some eyes looking through your window that night, and suddenly it's like, oh shit, it's over.
Yeah. As far as your favorite establishments in Austin, like where do you frequent? Are you a regular anywhere?
Yeah. I got my spots. I was like, oh, I don't want to blow my spot up, but like everyone knows there's not, it's been like on TV shows. Like I like to go to the Cloakroom, which is like this basement bar, like immediately adjacent to the Capitol building.
I've heard.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard about this place, and I've never been. I really want to go.
Okay, I forgot what it was called. I've been there, and it's like there are like rules to ordering too, right?
That place is like it's like a TV set. There's like shenanigans happening all the time. Like you don't know if you're going to be sitting next to like a senator or like a drunk.
And is
like
Correct me if I'm wrong. There's like an older woman who runs the bar, correct?
there was an older woman who was like a Austin celebrity essentially. She retired, and then her daughter Melissa started running it. Melissa is such a character. Like I've seen her feed. She has this big bag of cat food, and she just like feeds all these raccoons that come out of the storm drains outside. And there's a cat that thinks it's one of the raccoons, and he also feasts with the storm drain raccoons.
Sneaky cute.
That's a good dive bar thing. There's just a random cat that hangs out all the time.
Are phones not allowed in this place?
I think they're allowed. It's really dark. It's always very, very dim. So it's
Okay.
pretty hard to take photos.
I remember I went in there once, and before I went in, I was given like the full rundown of the expectations when you order and like your behavior in the bar. Like you can't wear a hat. I thought you couldn't have maybe that was like the older woman's.
Is there any
rule.
truth to that? It fills up with guys in suits when they shut down for the day over at the Capitol.
Yeah, so I've been going there for a couple of years, and I've never really obviously we had COVID and never really saw that. And then I was there last week. I was there like Wednesday or something. And bam, like here comes a crowd. In a half an hour, standing room only, no seats available. Everyone's wearing a suit. Everyone's talking about some legislation that just passed or didn't pass. Looked like something out of like House of Cards,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, that's exactly what I imagined. Like that's kind of what people have told me. What's your drink of choice when you go into the Cloakroom or any bar?
At the Cloakroom, I like a scotch, just like a scotch on the rocks. Usually at a dive, like they'll have a red label. So, at the regular dive, just, Lone Star and sometimes shot of whiskey, trying not to. Like, especially if I'm going somewhere, I'm like, I'm hanging out for a little bit. Then I want to take some photos. I don't want to bring too much attention.
Mhm.
I'm not saying like, oh, I'm like taking photos and writing about this place. I'm just trying to chill out. Sometimes I try to like fit in. So I like wear like my like Daytona Bike Week shirt or something,
It's like Dudo wearing his Carhartt to the
Yeah.
mechanic.
But my friend says this makes it worse. He's like, you can't I can't like pretend that I'm like from Bike Week, and he thinks that I make it worse, and people like
No, you
look
have
at
to
me
you
like,
have to
Man.
play the part. Like this is something I've dealt with in Northern Michigan. There's a lot of dive bars that are for lack of a better word, are dominated by like a redneck community, and I think they would probably call themselves rednecks too. And like you kind of just have to pander to it and hope that like no one wants to kick your ass if you look like you're not playing the part. And so it's like, yeah, I might put on something a little more rough today.
Man, Raph, is it tough for you because you are a tall feller?
Yeah, you can't really blend in when you're
Yeah, I mean, sometimes
yamming on Dylan.
Sorry, Dylan, you're getting tiny-fied.
Oh yeah, you are getting tiny-fied.
Don't say tiny-fied.
That's just
Well,
what's
don't
happening.
be tiny.
I think like a lot of times
Don't be
people
tiny.
people think like it's like scary to go. The vast majority of these places, I don't think it's very scary, and I think it's people want to be friendly, and like sometimes you walk into a place and people look at you weird, and they'll like give you the eye, but like the eye is different than like calling you a name or whatever, and that like has happened very, very, very rarely.
Yeah, what's the toughest bar? Like the one where you felt like the most like,
Yeah, so I figured this out through the experience. It was like I don't want to hype them up because they suck, but like is this bar in Midland, and I don't know if you've been to Midland. It's like, it's a working class, tough kind of town, a lot of roughnecks and oil money over there. And I figured this out. It's like when you go to a bar that has a lot of video slots, like they do not like you taking photos because sometimes there's, some business activity around those video slots. And they get suspicious about like, who are you? Where are you coming from? And why are you taking photos? And I basically like, how you have like biker dudes, but like sometimes they're just like, I'm retired and I bought a Harley biker dude. And sometimes they're like, definitely not that. They're more like legit biker dudes.
End up at Twin Peaks in Waco.
So I had a couple of biker dudes being like, what are you doing taking photos? And I'm like, oh, just like taking photos. They're like, and they're like, like, don't take photos in here. And then like I try to like sneak a couple more like through the armpit and stuff. And I'm leaving, like this like off-duty cop thing, security guard like chases me down. He's got strapped and he's like, what are you doing in here? Starts like interrogating me, like, let me see your ID, all this stuff. And I'm just like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm not hanging out here anymore.
You should have pulled up your Instagram and be like, look, I'm taking pics.
We're doing
man.
numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are into that. And that's another thing about dive bars. There's the clientele is often like technologically not up to it,
Yeah,
like
that's
Not online.
like,
Yeah.
and you can't have like a HD TV in a dive bar. It's got to be like the old tube
Yeah.
TV or a really shitty
Tube
flat
TV,
screen.
yeah.
Like there's a bar that I used to go to, and they would always play Red Wings games on like an old tube TV. You couldn't even see the fucking puck. It was
Yeah.
great. It was just like, yes, this is
Who's
what I want.
winning? Yeah, for sure.
Dive bars can't
Or
have
they're
the
just
touch
playing,
tunes.
or they're playing Nick at Night.
No touch
So
to
Nick at Night plays.
An old school jukebox.
Yeah.
The one at Deep Eddy, they have a jukebox there. And if no one puts money in to play music, there's no like music playing at all in the whole place. It's like it only plays if you put money in and choose a song. There's no like ambiance at all. It's funny.
Yeah, I like that.
What city in Texas do you think has the most worthy dive bars?
that is a great question. And did you know that 70% of Texans live in the Triangle, which is basically the northeastern portion of the state between Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio, and Houston? So that's where most people live.
Mm-hmm.
And just in general, I wouldn't say like, if I had to pick like one city, I don't know. That's tough. I think it's like kind of even. I think it's like kind of even between the dives. Like, I do like how historic some of the dives in Houston are. But just the stretch, like the east to west stretch of like Fredericksburg to Houston, that belt through the hill country, and as it flattens out, that's like the gold mine of dive bars in Texas.
Okay.
Okay.
I kind of love that.
Interesting.
And there's like great stuff in the hills, and then as you drive towards Houston, there's great stuff. But yeah, especially like the hill country, there's just some classics out there. Albert, Texas, Albert Ice House is so sick. It's like kind of like Luckenbach. It's a small town, like population 2. It's like the owner and someone else, and it's an old ice house. And ice houses are, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the ice houses in southern Texas. And it's basically a box that they flip the kind of doors and windows up, and they kind of start serve beer out of there. And they originated from back in the day. They would literally cut ice out of lakes and rivers up north, ship them down through the Gulf, and then they would store the ice in these boxes in South Texas. And you would come to the ice house and you would buy ice and take it home with you. And the area around the ice house was cooler because it was storing tons of ice in the ground. So people would just start buying beer, getting hammered, hanging out at these ice houses. And that's what like the ice house bar comes from. Like,
Okay.
Never knew that. Never really thought about the origin of that word. That's interesting.
I've always wondered if there was an actual like reason it was called an ice house, because I've always enjoyed when something's got the ice house moniker. It's like, okay, yeah.
some of them like kind of like tag on. They're not really ice houses.
Yeah.
They use it for branding, but like southern, like south of Austin.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
Interesting.
Are you going to these bars by yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just
Yeah.
flying private.
Okay, I just
I
looked
like
up
that.
Albert's Ice House.
Are you
Looks-
fucking with the vibe, Dylan?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a barn basically.
That's the dance hall part.
Oh, okay.
And then there's like a smaller kind of like shack ice house next to it.
Oh, this must be it right here.
yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
If you had to start an account for other dive bars outside of Texas, what state would you lead with?
Yeah, I think I don't really think it's like a close race. It's Wisconsin.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
Okay.
I've been to La Crosse, Wisconsin on a business trip, and it's a smaller town. I don't know, like 50,000 people. There's a college there. There's 3 bars. Like you walk by 3 bars, and they're just like residential. They're everywhere. The bar to per capita ratio is insane. Wisconsin has drank a ton. It's just northern kind of like, you know, Texas is an outdoor culture. We have a lot of patios. We have a lot of ice houses. We can go hiking year round. When you live up in the like Wisconsin Northwoods, you're just like going snowmobile and getting drunk.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that's it. There's
Yeah.
not much going on.
Cheese curds.
Yeah.
Is there anything on? Are there any rules with dive bars that go with food?
Yeah, so I've seen 1 or 2 instances where like there bends the rule, but like no kitchen. Usually no kitchen.
Where does the rule fall about bringing your own food into the dive bar?
Yeah, I think that's okay and that's common. And sometimes you'll see like a stack of menus or something to like order your own. But generally, you know, sometimes they'll like obviously they can have a taco truck or something outside, or maybe they'll make you like a personal pan pizza in that like personal like cooker they have behind the bar.
Mhm.
But generally, if they have a kitchen, it's generally not dive.
There's a bar. I don't know if you've been to Llano, town square of Llano, and they let you bring in your own alcohol.
There you go.
So we went in there one time. Our buddy Travis, his family has got a place out there, and we all met at this bar. And he brought in like a handle of scotch, and he was just pouring drinks for everyone. I was like, they don't care. They're not making any money on this. Like, yeah, they don't care. It was pretty wild.
So the technical term of that is a setup. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
And
It's a setup.
Stick them up. Stick them up, pal.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Explain.
so certain bars won't have liquor licenses. So they basically will charge you, they'll give you a bunch of mixers, or they'll give you like a fee for bringing the bottle in, and then, you know, they'll get their little cut, and then you can just hang out
Okay.
and drink.
Setup.
Good to know.
Do you do research when you're going places, or do you kind of just go on vibes? I mean, I've followed you travel around a lot so far since following the account, anywhere from, you know, Texas to Barcelona, or where, I mean, you were in Spain. Like how much research goes into it depending on where you are?
Yeah, I'm a fan of research. I think like I like to make a plan and research. Like if I'm going on a trip, if you're going on a trip with a friend who's just like, we're gonna wing it, like that trip is gonna suck.
I agree.
Like in my opinion.
I used to do that, and then my wife is so type A that she makes us plan out everything, and now I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like
Yeah.
it's much easier to know exactly what you're doing.
You got to have a planner in the travel group. Yeah.
I don't get the vibe that you're doing that much planning right now.
No, if I have to, I will.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
It's not typically my role, but if I'm the guy, I'll fucking crush it.
You'll end up
Better-
at the Cheesecake Factory on vacation with
Shut
Dylan
up,
if you're not
idiot.
careful.
Are
You
you
don't do
kidding?
the research.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You ever been around Pecos Way?
I heard there's a lot of sun-baked land out there.
Oh yeah.
So,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
you know,
That's how you know you're in Pecos.
might be an investment opportunity. I'm not sure.
Well, that's kind of why we brought you here. After the show, we'd like to talk to you about a unique business opportunity.
I'm looking at the best bars in Pecos right now, and the number one thing that came up was the Red Iguana nightclub that has 1 star.
That sounds sick.
Yeah, the Red Iguana nightclub. That sounds like a wonderful spot.
There's got to be a place for all the roughnecks, oil and gas guys to go. So there's probably a good one. I don't know if it's one that I would recommend going to take pictures of, because I feel like is your experience in Midland would only be magnified in Pecos, because I feel like Pecos is like even more isolated than Midland somehow.
Well,
But maybe we need to make a trip.
I'm seeing a video slot in the photo that's coming up, so this is going to be a tough one. I don't think they're going to like the photos in there.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. So have you ever had a bar that you went to and did that, like reach out to you after, like, hey, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, sometimes they'll, I'll like tag them on the site, and I'll, they'll say something like, if I go somewhere and it sucks, like I'm just not gonna like write about it. I don't want to like,
Mhm.
like
don't wanna
rag
trash
on
anybody.
them. I don't want to give them a small business a hard time. Like,
That's big of you.
maybe if they're exceptionally hilariously bad, like, or they threaten me in the parking lot. So like,
Yeah, if they shake you down.
yeah.
Man.
But no, other than that, no, not really. And yeah, just like, we had a pandemic, COVID, and a lot of places closed during the pandemic. And I was looking at I have background like writing. I used to write for like Thrillist, Eater, like more like travel stuff. And I wanted to do a travel project, and I was kind of thinking about this. And I went to, I don't know if you guys have been to the Dry Creek Cafe.
I have. Yeah.
One of the finest dive bars I ever made. It was in the West Hills of Austin, and it closed probably like a year ago. And I just kind of thought, like, this is a great time to like do this project and get this like cultural snapshot of all these places, as they, because they don't last forever and they close. And there's a great article in the Texas Monthly in 1987. It was like the best like 93 bars in Texas, and out of those like 93 bars, there's like 7 left.
Oh, wow.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dry Creek it was a cool spot. There's a song about it by Owen Temple. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but yeah, it was an interesting place. I think they only had long neck beers. And you buy a beer, you go up to the patio, you drink it, and you can't buy another one unless you bring the bottle back and like swap it out for like a new one. Of course, you got to buy the new one, but it was interesting. What, Dave? You got something?
No, Will looked at me. I was looking at him. I think we might be thinking the same thing.
What?
Reopen it, but instead of long neck bottles, only Vortex bottles.
Oh, okay.
We got to bring Vortex
That would
back.
be
Yeah,
sick.
you do need to bring Vortex back. I don't know why I was thinking this, but when he said long neck, I was imagining Dylan with a giraffe neck.
Okay. See what I deal with on a daily basis. I'm just trying to.
What?
I'm trying to tell a cool little tale, and these
That was cool.
jackasses.
That was
over
cool.
here.
That was cool.
It is cool. It was. Yeah.
Raph, I have to ask this as a DFW guy. Favorite dive bar in Dallas?
I really like this place. So I got to go back. I've been to Dallas a few times, but I got to go back and still fill in the gaps. But I really liked Mike's Gemini Twin. It's like a newer place, but the place itself was old, like because there's like a previous bar before that. And I walk in, and it's like there's just a guy at the bar. They have coffee. Usually, if they have a coffee machine, I'm like, this place is legit.
Yeah, it's legit because when I just Googled it, the first link that comes up is a Facebook page. That's how you know it goes.
That's their website.
Yeah, like that's when you know it's good. And they
//
don't have a logo on the website. It's just a picture of the pool table as their profile
Fuck
photo.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's how you know.
Yeah.
Are there any games or like anything that you think are more divey than others, like darts versus
Darts
Billiards.
and pool tables, man.
what about shuffleboard?
Mm.
I'm a shuffleboard guy. That's my preference. But darts and pool tables are more common, obviously. So
I'm just too soft to go to pool tables at dive bars at this point. I'm just afraid someone's going to snap a cue over my back and beat the
Yep.
shit out of me.
That's how you know you're there. You're somebody at a dive bar.
Yeah. Earn your stripes. Get the shit kicked out of you. Man, I wish we could go. There is a dive bar. Dylan and I went to school in San Marcos. And there used to be a bar called the Restless Wind.
wow.
And we used to go there. And we've told the story like 5 times, but our friend Ross would go there. He went there underage for a number of years, as did a lot of our buddies. And then one time Ross decided to celebrate his 21st birthday there. And they're like, what are you celebrating? They're like, oh, he's turning 21. They're like, the tall guy who's been coming here for like a year and a half? And they're like, oh, and they banned us. They banned our fraternity.
They should have beat the shit out of you and let you back.
Dude, they really should have. Like, that bar closed, but that was, that was as divey as it got in San Marcos.
Yeah. Favorite dive? I guess you said the cloakroom. Are you a fan of Deep Eddy?
Yeah, Deep Eddy is you know, maybe pound for pound, like the most authentic, like sickest old school dive
Yeah.
bar in Austin. It's got to be like Deep Eddy or maybe Don's Depot, but Don's Depot is also kind of a honky tonk because they do have live music so regularly. So
Yeah.
those are, I think legendary spots.
Trying to think of other ones in Austin.
Where does live music?
Well, you just did Mean Eyed Cat.
Yeah, I did Mean Eye
Oh,
Cat. That one is, some people are saying like it's not a dive. People love to comment about like what's a dive,
Yeah.
not a dive, and it's like, it's a little bit older. It was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre too. Like that's pretty cool.
Didn't know
So, it used to be a chainsaw repair shop. It was like Cut Right Chainsaw.
There's going to be a bar called Chainsaw Repair Shop in downtown Austin in like the next like year.
That's Will and I's alt rock band.
Yeah.
The fact that it like is almost touching that apartment building next to it probably takes away from the divey part of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's also kind of interesting. Like you see that at Mean Eye Cat, you see that at Broken Spoke,
Mhm.
right? Like the Broken Spoke was also like the Mean Eye Cat, like it was a gravel lot, like there's nothing around it, and now it's just new buildings surrounding it. Essentially, Broken Spoke just actually got a Texas historical plaque marker.
I'm so happy they got that.
Yeah,
That's nice.
because this is a city that's established on its live music. That's what it's selling,
Mhm.
and like and I think that is a great thing for the city to continue to protect those kind of historic places.
I have no kitchen there, if I'm not mistaken. They just have a dude that rolls up with a smoker, and they do that on Fridays for lunch.
That's tight.
I don't know if they still do that, but when I was living over there, they had
Really?
at Fridays they would do some barbecue out back.
I've eaten there once, but I don't remember what the situation was when I ordered the food. I can't remember at all. It's been a
Brett and I
while.
went there when Brett first moved here. Brett and I went there, and I told him, I was like, they're not going to like us when we walk in, but I think they're going to love us by the time we leave. And that was exactly what happened.
Who did the surprise concert there? Was it Garth?
Garth does it. George Strait did it. George Strait's recent album of George Strait's was he
That's
did
right.
a photo in front of.
That's right.
Yeah, Broken Spoke. I love
Oh.
the Broken Spoke.
It's a good spot. We don't go there enough.
No, I don't go to enough dive bars. I think that's like part of the reason that I love your account is because it's like pushing me to go to dive bars instead of going to like places that serve $18 cocktails.
It's honestly a shame that we don't go to Deep Eddy more than we do.
Yeah, I mean, you and I just need to drink more together. I think.
We should drink more.
You'll
Yeah.
live right over there.
I know.
I'm gonna start skateboarding there.
And it's like it's one of my
Do
favorite.
you want to start
places.
skateboarding there with me, Dylan?
You can
sh-
rollerblade there.
I'll probably just drive, but
Okay.
I'll-
Can I sketch?
Uber.
Let a player sketch.
Oh, yeah, you can sketch.
Can you ask your Uber driver if I can sketch
Yeah.
too?
We got to do a trip, a group trip. Raph, you can maybe tag along out a little bit west of here.
Pecos?
No, Dick Saloon.
Oh yeah, the Dick Saloon. Yeah,
Over
we have
your
a, we
left
have a
shoulder is a
saloon that
picture
we
of
have created.
It's an artist rendering.
It's a friendly place.
Yeah,
Plenty of dick.
plenty of dick.
How many podcasts?
They have a kitchen
you,
though.
How many podcasts have you reviewed?
Podcasts?
Yeah,
How many podcasts have I reviewed?
yeah. You did ours, right?
Yeah, I was looking for Austin, Texas kind of related podcast.
Okay.
This was, it's good. It's just, I just love the banter, you guys. I love the facial hairs. So
We try.
I
You gonna
think
be
it was
mad if
good.
Will shaves?
So I'm thinking
A little bit.
I want to go mustache for like a little bit, and
You got thick ass stash.
I know, dude. It's real thick.
It's like Dick Saloon style, like straight out of a movie.
I almost shaved into a mustache the other day. I was really close. I texted the group. I didn't get full buy-in. Intern Klein and Dylan were into it. I wimped out.
Show us your face.
Well, one of the issues right now is that I'm worried that it's going to be all pale underneath this, and so I don't want to do it.
When you listen to our podcast, was Dave your favorite?
Yeah, Dave's he's everyone's.
He's
favorite.
everybody's favorite.
I think equally everyone was my favorite.
That's a good answer.
I couldn't pick.
That's the perfect answer
very
for what we're
political
currently
answer.
doing.
That's great.
There's a loading phase.
Mm-hmm.
Man, where can the folks at home find you on the social media?
Yeah, so I am at Texas Dives, one word, on the Instagram. I I don't think I'm a TikTok guy. I don't know if I'm going to make it on there. So, and I will make it on Facebook at one point because I think that is my core demo. So I do need to get it on Facebook. So I will get on Facebook, but for now it's just the gram at Texas Dives.
Cool.
Have you ever done New Orleans?
I love New Orleans. I was there for my birthday a couple months ago. New Orleans is sick. I love it. Snake and Jake's. It's awesome. You can just stumble, up and down.
You're getting the itch to go.
Dude,
I'm
I
so
have the
getting
itch.
the itch.
Let's go to
Dave's
New
horny.
Orleans.
I
Let's
wanna-
do a New Orleans trip.
He's horny for what's the place called? Not
Lafitte's?
Well, the place we ate.
Commander's Palace.
Popeyes. Should we eat Commander's Palace?
Dude, I love that chicken from Popeyes.
Well, we got dressed up and spent like 4 hours.
Oh, the brunch.
Galatoire's.
Galatoire's.
Yeah.
You're horny for Galatoire's.
No, Dave
I
Dave
am.
wants to go eat a pig head.
He wants that purple drink.
No
too.
pig head this
Dude,
time.
you want to eat that pig head.
I
Did
just
you do
wanna-
Lafitte's when you were there?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I just want to pull up, get out of my Uber to go to wherever we're staying, and then just smell trash because it's 98 degrees.
It has its drawbacks, but it's a
It's
great
fine.
place.
No, it's good. It's endearing. I love it. It's my favorite place. Did my bachelor party there.
Didn't get that invite.
I did.
True.
I got it.
Will did.
I got
said
one.
no.
Yeah, I had to say no. I didn't trust myself going to New Orleans with a bunch of guys that I just met.
You made the right choice.
And based on how I acted the last time I was in New Orleans, where Dylan took me home, I think that was a good choice on my part. Actually,
I got COVID, coronavirus.
Yeah, that's become our Saturday night protocol in bachelor party. I just get Will home.
I make sure that Dylan's not going to feel too bad on Sunday because he's got to take me home. Well, Raph, thank you for joining us. This has
Yeah,
been
that was
fun.
fun, man.
Great coffee Friday. I'm sure we're going to be seeing more of you. I think we need to go take you out for a beer sometime. So I hope we keep in contact.
That sounds fantastic. I have been known to have a beer sometimes out in public, and thank you for having me. It's been super fun, and love what you guys are doing here.
Thank
All
you.
right, well,
Appreciate it, man.
See you guys later.
Coffee for closers only. You think I'm fucking with you? I am not fucking with you. I am not fucking with you. Coffee's for closers only. Closers only. Coffee's for closers only.
卡炸。